My name's Matt. I work here at MarineStream and Frame Marine, and I'll be presenting to you MarineStream, our software that we use to streamline biofouling management. I'll be presenting a mocked-up job to illustrate some of the features and how we use the tool at Frame Marine. If you find it interesting or you would like to ask any further questions or provide some contact details at the end of the video, please feel free to reach out. We look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye. This is a demonstration of MarineStream, and I will be showing you how we use it to conduct underwater inspections and biofouling work on vessels. What you're looking at now is a dashboard that shows us details of our fleet of vessels. We're going to come over to assets and have a look at our vessels now. Over here is our commercial vessels, and we're going to jump into that class of asset. And within commercial vessels, we have many ships that we work on. Specifically today, we're going to look at Daybreak. So coming into Daybreak now, this is a digital twin of the Daybreak commercial vessel. We capture some of the data about the vessel of importance. We capture the biofouling management plan for that vessel, and then as part of that, the record book. The record book is ostensibly a list of all work that's been done to the vessel that's in relation to either engineering or biofouling. Underneath this, we capture the general arrangement, at least the underwater parts that are of interest to us. And this really personifies the various components of the ship that we may do work to. From here, we're going to create ourselves a job. Today, we're going to be doing a biofouling job on the Daybreak vessel. So we click Create, and that's going to navigate us now over to a form, and this form is going to be used to capture all the details of the job and provide evidence that the job was completed. So the first part of the job is really the setup. We're going to go through this quite quickly, creating a biofouling hull inspection, a pre-clean biofouling hull inspection. From here, we're then going to jump down, not fill all of this out, but here we can really capture all of the details that are relevant to this particular piece of work, including the people that are involved. So in this case, it's going to be me. The address, and by entering this address here, for in this case the supervisor, once I submit that to delivery, that person will be notified that there is a job ready to be done. It's worth noting that this particular form is being customized for the use case that we're using it for, and it's completely customizable to whatever use case you may have. So from here, we're going to submit to delivery. The delivery step is part of a three-step process by which we administer our work, first being resourcing, then delivery, and then finally a review of the work. Here we are in delivery now. We can just check that we've got the vessel details correct, and then jumping down here, we've got more fields here to capture the job details, such as cover images for our report, any documents or technical drawings for the general arrangement. For here, we're going to call the report name a test report. And we're going to jump down now to the first part of our inspection. So the first thing we need to do is connect ourselves to either a diver helmet feed or an ROV, and we're going to simulate that today. So we're going to click the camera button, and by connecting with an external video feed, it allows us to input data into the platform. So we're going to launch video chat. Okay, here we are in the delivery part of our job. We have connected to our ROV, as you can see by this picture-in-picture here. We can drag this out to make it a little larger. And so what we've got here is a real-time feed, video feed coming from underwater. In this case, it's a diver's helmet. And other people can join in and collaborate on this job at this point. And so if we wanted to do that now, we were going to come and invite a new party to the job. So let's do that. We're going to send that invite. We'll close down this share. And now we're going to jump over and bring that person in. Okay, so currently we're in a secure video feed with an ROV and a diver underwater, all collaborating at once. And what we want to do is start to capture some evidence around our biofouling inspection. So as we can see here, the transom plate, you can add some comments in. So comments go here, in this case from the dive inspector. or the dive supervisor. Keep in mind that we could also potentially have an independent engineer or biofouling inspector also collaborating on this job, and we're going to set up the permissions now to do that. So coming up here to this step, having a look at our permissions, you can see the second person here is only a viewer, so we're going to elevate their permissions to editor. So there's no need for this person to be on site. They could be anywhere in the world doing this work. This is particularly useful when we have restraints or constraints on travel. So you can see here that there's my second account, a second person here logged into the inspector comments, and they can add in inspector comments like so, and they click out of that, and you can see that their comments have come in. Now, of course, just making comments on the transom plate with regard to biofouling in this case is not the job done. We now need to capture some evidence around that. So we can select which feed we'd like to capture evidence from, and we can start screenshotting. If we pull this up, you'll be able to see that we're capturing photos from that video feed. And now if we decided we wanted some video feed from the ROV, we can switch to that. We can start capturing pictures from the ROV feed. This is useful because we may have different operators on a vessel collecting evidence around different parts of the job at once. And as we go through and capture these screenshots from the video feed, this substantiates evidence to allow anyone that's interested, including regulators, to join in the platform and be able to review the raw data that led the experts and the dive supervisors to their conclusion, in this case, biofouling management. It is useful to understand who has done what in a job, and so coming over to our Activities tab, this platform allows the user to be able to view who has done what at what time from every keystroke. This allows self-auditing. The user can then come over to the activities and be able to have a look at who has done what in the job and when. This is useful for when there's any discrepancy or when the job needs to be audited for completeness, or when regulators need to confirm that their assumptions are met. This process that I've demonstrated here can be applied to all of the sections of the boat. So coming down to the rudder, you may ask in real time through the video chat for the ROV or the diver, as you can see here, to be moved to the rudder, which then allows you to capture observations on the rudder, including fouling type, etc., and screenshots again to substantiate those observations. Okay, so we've finished our inspection now. We've captured footage from diver helmets, ROVs, anybody else that's collaborating on their job, remote or local. The last thing we do is come down to our declaration, where we capture an e-signature from either an IMS inspector in this case, given that it's biofouling. Otherwise, we could use an engineer if we were doing a class survey or whatnot. This is signed and dated by the person, and then we would invite a reviewer to the job. The job then goes through a review phase. Again, just capturing these document control things and the person signing off in order to be able to declare the job has been reviewed. At this point, we can come over, we can print the job. The print template is custom and tailored to our clients. In this case, it's a job for Frame Marine. So if we jump over now and hit print, this job has been generated client side, so on your laptop. We don't contain the reports. MarineStream does not hold reports, but it does generate them in real time. And this report then captures all of the photos and evidence that you have, enabling you to communicate with clients that prefer PDF reports, regulators that require PDF reports, or any other parties of interest. And as you can see, a lot of the text here is already templated, allowing for high QA/QC in the report, in addition to a very fast turnaround between job finishing and the report being delivered. The photos that we captured via the ROV, diver helmet, or otherwise underwater are rendered in the report by way of evidence, and the user can select which photos best represent their observations and findings. And so the reports tend to get quite large, upwards of 100 pages for some of the larger vessels that we do inspections on. MarineStream can handle this. The report is delivered then to the client. The client is happy, and we tend to invite clients to their jobs and to the assets that they manage. This allows the client to then be able to monitor work that's occurring and understand work that is up and coming. Thanks for listening to our video. Hopefully you found it informative and useful. If you have any further questions or you'd like to get in contact to inquire about how we can work with you, please feel free to reach out. Our contact details should appear on the screen over here. We'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.